This video was sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit cardkingdom.com/Nitzahone or click on the link below to visit their store. I'm like 10-9 with that deck. Ah, yes. It's our friend Karn Living Legacy, who I think is a very bad Planeswalker Unlimited. I mean, if you're a really controlling deck, he can kind of be okay, but you definitely don't first pick him, even though he's colorless, which is kind of wild. I mean, I think we just first picked the Battle Hymn. It's a great removal spell. You know, kills a lot of the walls that get in your way, kills a lot of creatures in the format, and it can even gain you life. You know, you don't only play it in like an aggressive deck, you play it in any deck. So, it's also splashable. So, yeah. I think it's the best card in this pack anyway. You know, Rulik Mods is an okay signpost, but it's not better than Heirloom Battle Hymn. Duels are nice. You should take them highly in the format, but Battle Hymn it is. I've had a lot of Battle Hymns so far in this format. Okay, so what we have here is a Fires of Victory, which is pretty alright. It is kind of an awkward card in that it's like a really good removal spell early, and pretty bad late. And then our next options are Yavimaya Iconoclast, which I think is a good aggressive creature, but also Battlewing Mystic, which I think is just better. You know, it's a good aggressive creature as well, and then in the late game it lets you reload your hand. Another dual Phyrexian Rager is not bad either, but yeah, I think we go Mystic over Iconoclast. They're both quite good. Similar cards, really. Okay. There are a bunch of duels here, and they do matter. We do also have a Sprouting Goblin and Timely Interference. The Interference is nice if we end up in the spell deck. There's no guarantee we do. It's less good if you're not in the spell deck. Sprouting Goblin, you kind of have to splash green for it to be at its best. It's passable as a playable otherwise, but it's not amazing. So yeah, it's like Interference, a dual land, or a Sprouting Goblin is basically the options here. It's basically the options. We don't have a black-white land here. Oh, you mean blue-white, I'm sure. Yeah, is blue-white or red-white better is the question. I probably am going to take one of them because this pack isn't awesome. I just have to decide which one I want more. I think we'll take red-white. Ooh, there's a Lightning Strike. I do like Keldon Strike Team as much as I love this card, especially in the red-white deck. Lightning Strike fits into more decks. You know, you'll play it in every single deck, just like you can with Battle Hymn, so. Okay, so the blue cards here aren't great. This can be good. You know, it's overperformed a little bit in decks where I have like 6 or 7 2-drops that like it when a spell gets cast. You know, those aggressive 2s. But outside of that, it hasn't been that impressive. Bite Down is pretty good. We might just take Tangled Islet. You know, just take another duel here. This pack's not great. Bite Down certainly is the best card, but I haven't seen a lot to make me go in that direction, and I'll just take some fixing instead. Okay, so Balduvian Atrocity is pretty nice. Griffin Protector as well. More duels. This is the first draft in a while where I've seen a bajillion duels, which is interesting. Could take another duel and sort of lean more into a domain deck. I mean, right now it doesn't look like red or blue is so open that I could just be a red-blue deck. But, you know, Necromass and Atrocity are both fine. I am leaning a little towards the Geothermal Bog here, though. I think that is where we go. Let's take some duels. Duels. Okay. Some good red cards here. I think I like Steel Crusher a little more than Flowstone Kavu. They're pretty close. But yeah, we'll take Steel Crusher. Okay, well this is interesting. Love Song of Night and Day is pretty good. And it's still here. Kavu's nice, another duel, but I think I like Love Song more than Flowstone Kavu at this point. Alright, and we get a Flowstone Kavu. Anyway, are we going to be red-white aggro again, sort of through the back door? Didn't look like that's where we were going to be, but now, now we're getting all the things. Although it doesn't look like white is actually that open. Red certainly seems open. Okay, so there's the Timely Interference, so maybe we're leaning more into blue-red than white-red. Yeah. So we could take a Defender and sort of set up and see if we can get more. Or I could just take the card that's like always going to make the cut, and I kind of lean in that direction at this point. All right, we'll take Impede. If we end up as a blue-red deck, it might actually make the cut. Yeah. Oh, yeah, taking lands in this format is... I mean, like I've said in multiple draft videos, the set review, the archetype guide, if you play during Kaldheim, you treat these duels sort of like you do snow duels in that format, which is that you take them relatively early. Like, we took them like 4th, 5th pick in this particular draft, mostly because the packs weren't that good. Okay, temporary lockdown is a little too narrow to be great. Tatyova is quite good if you can end up in a blue-green sort of ramp deck. And I'm not ruling that out, but our red cards are so good that I'm not that motivated to go in that direction. Tolarian Geyser's pretty good if blue-red's where we're headed. Probably is just the Geyser. Great spell. I mean, the only thing is right now, we don't have that good of spell payoffs. You know, right now we're sort of a good stuff deck. But I do like the Geyser, I think a little more than Keldon Strike Team because it's better in a wider variety of decks, basically. Yeah, the Pixie's interesting. You do kind of need to be able to kick it, or it's sort of questionable. And yeah, we could splash to kick it, but I think the Geyser's a little better. Okay, well, Hadi Jin starts to push us in the direction of spells a little more, doesn't it? Yeah, we've already got 4 instants and a sorcery. The Jin is good, reduces the cost, gets bigger. Wouldn't mind an amplifier or a Wrath in the end, but I think we take the Jin here. Okay. What a weird pack. So, Keldon Strike Team is quite good. Certainly, I think the best card in this pack. I do like, well, Linebreaker Baloth might be better. There is a duel. I may just take Stall for time. Seems like, you know, we have the fixing to splash Stall. I would need a little more to feel good about it, but I think I like it a little better. Keldon Strike Team's not terrible either, but I think grabbing a spell is a little better. Ooh, another Battlewing Mystic. I like that. So we are leaning, I'd say, a little more in the direction of a more aggressive spell deck, but we really need to pick up some of the 2-drops that like spells. We don't really have those at this point. Okay, well, there's one of them. Electrostatic Infantry is great in this deck. Talus Lookout is pretty sweet. I wouldn't mind another Geyser, but we take an Infantry. Does look like we're going to be blue-red again. Probably don't end up splashing this in the end. Yeah, I've seen a lot of late infantry so far in this format, so... have seen a lot of them. Steel Crusher, Impulse, Timely Interference. Kind of leaning towards Impulse. We don't have so many spell triggers right now that it's great, though. So, yeah. These are both nice for us, and we're taking one of them. I guess I like Interference a little bit more. So, Sacred Peaks does give us some more fixing, but we also have one of these aggressive 2s. So, yeah, I think we go for the aggressive 2-drop to start rounding out the bottom part of our curve. Another Impulse. Also a Talus Lookout. I think maybe we just want Impulse. I don't know. I think the Lookout's good enough that I take it over like a random spell. So here's Impede Momentum. It's starting to get interesting, but we do already have one over here, and I don't really want more than one. Same thing with Thrill of Possibility. I don't really want more than one. I think we probably take the Thrill, though. Okay, get 2 Amplifiers, nice. Is it better than Talus Lookout? It is another aggressive 2, and one with upside in the late game. I think maybe we want it. If I had better fixing, Wrath would be a more serious consideration, but I think we Amplifier. Okay, so Shore Up is looking pretty good in this deck. We've got spell payoffs, and yeah. Grab a Turtle to cut blue. Grab an Herbalist. All right, we get a free Impulse, so I like that. So Turricanura's something we could splash, but it's not amazing. So I'm not that into it. Kind of don't think we're going to splash anything at this point. I mean, you know, we'll play like lands that produce white for kicker costs and stuff, but not a real splash. So, Knight of Dusk Shadow and the Priest are both pretty good, but not really for us. It's unfortunate the cards in this pack that are for us are so underwhelming. I guess I could consider Turrican and see if we get enough fixing for it. Because, like, yeah, Haunting Figment's fine. But Turrican is definitely better. Yeah, I think I'm going to take one Turrican here. See if we can splash it. There's another one in this pack. Of course there is. So, this isn't the most aggressive card, but it is, like, if our opponent stabilizes, Silver Scrutiny is a good way to pull back ahead. And reducing the cost isn't bad either. So, I think we'll take Silver Scrutiny here. Deck looks pretty good, I think. Right now, I mean, we're leaving these in just to remind ourselves that we can pay kickers and stuff, but we may not end up running any of those things. Another Lookout. Okay. I will take it. How are we doing on spells? 8 and 2, that's pretty good. Academy Wall or a land. Kind of leaning toward land. I do like Tribute to Urborg. You know, we could consider splashing it. Don't love Academy Wall if I'm not doing wall things, especially because our deck's pretty aggressive. I think we'll take the land. Okay, Najal, that's pretty good for us. Doesn't feel like Turrican going to have enough fixing. Okay, there's another shore up. I don't think I really want a second one. I mean, we could consider it. The Outrider is interesting. We will be running, you know, it'll be able to do 3 in our deck sometimes. But it's probably just another shore up. See if we have room for them all. Wow, every Lookout in the world. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to be playing Turrican. I know that much. Okay, so, you know, this is sort of a signpost rare, but it's just a vanilla creature in our deck. I think we'll probably just take another Drake. Hammerhand is interesting, but I think, you know, it's just better to have instants and sorceries that do kind of similar aggressive things than it is to have an enchantment. All right, we'll take a free Haunting Figment. This deck looks more like the versions of this deck I had success with yesterday than the one we drafted earlier, and I think that's a good thing. We didn't quite, you know, multiple... You know, yesterday I was getting like 3 infantries and 3 amplifiers, like in a couple of different decks, and that was bonkers, but... we didn't quite get there, but... So, I don't think we play the Bog. I don't think we play the Islet. We do play the Tributary and the Peaks. All the Academy Walls we could ever want. That card makes sense, like, in the blue-black deck, which is one I really want to draft. It just hasn't presented itself to me. Or in, like, the wall deck than it is in this one, where we, like, you know, want to attack people. So, what do we cut? That is the question. We may be able to get away with 16 lands in this deck, although, you know, Silver Scrutiny is... kind of a 5-drop. Yeah, I mean, Thrill's okay, but it's kind of like a worse Impulse. And we have 11 spells, which is, you know, I would be happy if we have like 8 or 9. 11 does trigger more of our stuff, of course, but we I don't think we can afford... I mean, I guess Soaring Drake is kind of medium. Steel Crusher, it kind of is in this particular deck as well. As good as it is in some other decks. You can do some funny stuff with it with Gitu Amplifier, though. Like, send it in as a really big creature, but... Yeah, it kind of feels like we want flyers and spell payoffs, mostly, and... Yeah. I mean, one version of the deck we drafted didn't work, but yesterday I had 2 versions of this deck work. I don't think you should do blue-red once, see it go poorly, and then never draft it again. Our first deck was much worse than this one. So I think we go down 1 shore up. I mean, it's nice in this deck, but it's situational enough that I don't love it. And then maybe we also cut a Drake. Do we rather have a Drake than a Kavu is the question? And the answer is maybe. Yeah, probably. Like, almost all our creatures have flying, which, you know, the more flyers you have, they do sort of just naturally synergize together. I do think we have to run 17 lands. You know, I could cut all of these and not do it, but I think we're losing some power if we do that. Oh yeah, the question is, would I rather leave in a Thrill and put back in one of those 2 drops? Because we've already got Impulse and Timely Interference, which kind of don't do anything other than spell things. So maybe I just want like another random 2-drop than Thrill. And we have Scrutiny too. Yeah, we don't need it. We have enough card draw that something that actually adds to the board. It's probably a little better. Yeah. All right. Tide Pool Turtle. We didn't leave that in, did we? Is that a joke? No, we didn't. That's good. They should have just given that thing Defender. Just bite the bullet, give it Defender. Make it better in this format. This deck doesn't seem quite as good as the versions of this deck I drafted yesterday, but it's also not as bad as the one we drafted earlier. I do think we can keep this. We can basically cycle this away, and we have a 2-drop, and if we draw red, we're in business, so yeah. Mountain off the top. Okay, well, what are you gonna do? Okay, well, I think we're gonna fire off a Timely Interference just to draw a card here. Which is sad. And I'm doing it now because I wouldn't mind drawing a land, like now. Okay, we do. So at least we hit the land drop so that we could play Lookout next turn, even if we draw an island. And the Geyser will be online. But yeah. Mana is not our friend. Do I just bounce this thing? Or play another Mystic and just race them? Feels like just play another Mystic and race them is the better idea. Not kicking either of those is a little sad, but... Heyo! Gonna have the mana next turn, at least. And double Mystic is doing some work. Do I Geyser? I still don't really think so. It does draw us a card. But if I draw a land, I can play Infantry and then Geyser. Although it may just be better to play a Flyer at this point, frankly. Yeah, we just let the... It does stink to not use your mana sometimes, but you gotta pick your spot. So they're a domain deck. Probably, you know, Board Tuck, Bone Rattle, and stuff like that, ready to go. Do love that card. It is definitely worth playing the duels, because we don't just have the Geyser, we also have Hurloon Battle Hymn, yeah. Our deck doesn't have so many 1-drops that it's like a disaster anyway, so... Alright, they are finally going to kill something. And they even get to gain some life back, which is frustrating, but... What are you going to do? Yeah, I mean, I think we just play a lookout rather than... infantry. I guess infantry plus timely interference was pretty good there as like a defensive / aggressive play because it could block and then we lower the power here, but I think just keeping the clock going in the air is pretty good. So far they haven't, I mean, they can kill flyers, but they haven't shown any willingness or ability to block them, so. I think our lookout's about to die, but that gives us a 2-for-1, and that doesn't offend me too much. We'll go to 11. We do have the ability to gain life back, for what that's worth, although right now, we need another red source to do it. Well, for this one. We actually don't need more mana for that. Okay. Okay. Well... We're going to attack them for 3. Drops them to 10. Do I play Lookout? Or do I play Infantry plus leave up Timely Interference? Frankly, I think we just play another Lookout. I think just keeping the pressure on them is fine. Still a race we win, especially because we're going to gain at least 3 at some point. Do I have to worry about Gaia's Might at some point? Gaia's Might would be bad for us. Okay, well there's a great thing to bounce. That's not a terrible thing to bounce either. Or kill with Battle Hymn. More lookouts. Alright, so we're going to... Do we want to kick this? I think the life is actually pretty important here, so I think we do... So this can do a bunch of damage to us. 7, to be exact. This can only do 4, but they don't have to tap mana. I guess it's better to bounce the Root Walla. Yeah. And so they can hit us back for 8, which is not enough. We even have Timely Interference to reduce the damage. If they have a trick, they might be able to kill us. But I think we'll make them do it. Nice. Basically just one with flyers and a couple of spells. Somebody asked earlier about our rodents. And yes... We do have a lot of them. Right now we have 2 mice, 3 dwarf hamsters, 1 Syrian hamster, and 1 rat. Yeah, we actually are one of our mice, and maybe both of them, their sisters, are both are sick. And we during one of the breaks we were giving her medication. So there you go. There you go. It's a good hand. You know, play early flyer, blow some things up. I am liking the format so far. For sure. Probably just play a turn 2 Mystic again. Yep. The fact that I really wanted to run this out does mean, I think, excuse me, there's a significant chance they have a fight spell or something, but that's okay. Nothing seems super busted. I mean, I've been impressed with aggro decks, but I've also seen a lot of impressive slow decks. Flowstone Infusion, that works too. Okay. So yeah, we play another flyer. Our deck is all flyers, basically. I think I just take 2 if they attack. There's too many tricks they could have. It's not really worth the block. Especially when I could wait till I have Lightning Strike or Timely Interference up. So. Okay, we got to 4. And everything in our hand but our Lookout is instant speed. I think we probably just play the Lookout. Yeah. I mean, the downside is they attack us with a Prodigy. Like, they kill it and attack us with a Prodigy isn't exactly scary to me. That is scarier, for sure. That's a card that will shut down our flyers. How much did it just do to us? 4? My god. So is it worth a trade now? I mean, I don't think so. Not with everything we have going on in our hand. So I think we just pass. I could Impulse, but I think leaving all of this up to use later... I mean, I can draw 3. I think that's probably better. But yeah, this card is definitely the nemesis of our deck. I think we double block it, because if they try to use a trick, we can blow them out with Lightning Strike. No, we can't. It has too much power. Gaia's Might does so much damage. Yeah, it's definitely not a blowout if they use a trick. I mean, we'd probably still kill the creature. They could give it as much as +4/+4 in Trample, which would get it to 8, but that would still be enough. And yeah, I think we double block it. Reach is not our friend. I guess if they have removal, this is a little worse. So it's Gaia's Might. So that also gets it to 8. So we're still probably going to kill it as long as they don't have another trick to back it up. We're going to go ahead and do this. We don't have to fire off the Lightning Strike yet, so we're not going to. We can wait. Okay, so down to 3 it goes. E2 Amplifier is pretty good. Although, bouncing either of these doesn't seem great. Alright, so let's also Impulse. Kind of have to clear out their board before I can start doing silly things with creatures, because their creatures are just too good. So I think we grab Battle Hymn, and then we Lightning Strike this. Do I just want to kick Heirloom Battle Hymn here? Or I can't kick it, but cast it. I guess we'll play our Amplifier. Do we want to kick it? I guess so, with Shore Up in our hand. Yeah, we'll kick it. Bounce this back to their hand. Shore Up is pretty useful here. It could be a little risky, but I think we probably go for it. If they attack us, anyway. If they don't attack us, we don't bother, but... Nice. Ooh, not nice. God. 5/7? 5/7? Okay. Well, that's not good. Do you think I just cast this to draw 4 here? And hope we find a way out of this? Kind of seems like the best play. It leaves us open to 5 damage this turn. But yeah, I think we kind of have to do it. I mean, I guess Heirloom Battle Hymn plus Amplifier plus Scrutiny 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. 3. I would only draw 1, but it would make this big enough that the Elder dies. Plus the Battle Hymn damage. Oh, it's just Battle Hymn is actually enough. Interesting. I'd rather take a crack at it now, although they're highly unlikely to block. So maybe I wait till they attack. Ugh. I do not like this situation. I think we pass. We know they only have 1 card in their hand, so waiting to attack is not a disaster. Waiting until they attack. So I think we end the turn. Because if they don't block there, we are SOL pretty much. So I think we have to bide our time. Unfortunately, they're going to get like a whole bunch of value. Man, they're going to do 2 triggers this turn. That makes me sad. There's almost no way they attack us now. They don't really need to. Wow, they really want mana. That scares me a little bit. Okay, they did attack us. So we are going to get to kill it. But the board is going to be a very scary place. Okay. So, what I'm leaning towards doing here is passing, blocking this and killing it. And, well, I'll have to cast Silver Scrutiny. Oh, it's not an instant. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. If I cast it for 3, it's an instant. So we draw 3, kill this, take 5, and hope we draw something that gets us out of Elfheim Worm territory. I think that's what we're looking at here. X equals 3. Well, that certainly helps. Okay, we can reload our hand later. Unfortunately, I can't gain the life, but we still pretty much have to do it. So we will. Hey, white mana. So I think that means we play the Lookout. So this thing unfortunately has Trample. So yeah. So I think we go Peaks, Figment, kicked Battlewing Mystic. Just what I was hoping for. God. I take 3. I mean, yeah, okay. We don't attack. The awful thing is we sort of have to triple block. Oh, good. A menace creature to follow as a follow-up. That's what I like to see. Okay, they don't attack. I like that. I will take it. There's not really a reason to kick Timely Interference, so we're just going to cast it here. I mean, I could try to do it for value, but I think we kind of need to draw a card. Well, maybe. Are we just, like, dead if we don't draw a real card? But here's the thing. I think even with Timely Interference, I'm pretty much dead. This can hit us. We have to assign 2 blockers to that, or it can almost do lethal on its own. And then, yeah. So I think we have to draw another card and hope it's good, basically. You know, not a land or something. Another Battlewing Mystic would be cool. Okay, well, I think another body is pretty nice. It's not amazing, mind you. Get in there, Haunting Figment. But now I think I can block everything and survive another turn. You know, assuming they don't have a spell of some kind, which they could easily have. Yeah, okay. So, you guys team up there, and you team up here. And let's hope nothing goes wrong. It's probably going to, but I don't have much of a choice. Okay. We do wipe out their board. We get to draw a card. Question is, what do they have in their hand? Oh, hello. You're an 8/4? Okay. Haughty Jin it is. Can close out the game in 2 turns. Let's hope they just have lands in their hand. I don't know why they would attack like that if they only had lands. Oh, man. We're going to have to block with our Haughty Jin to not die. We just keep surviving somehow. But it's not like it's been an impressive survival. We gotta block the Dragon Whelp, or it kills us. They do have to pump 2 mana into it. Of course, they have so much mana, it doesn't really matter. But I think they can give it trample. Don't play anything, please. God. What? And we finally lose. We staved off defeat for a while there, but eventually we couldn't. That monkey coming down and giving them those 2 triggers was too much to overcome. Too much to overcome. Thank you for the follow, Holy Modal Rounder, Larry the Shrub, Token Snipes, Be in Trust. Closing in on 5,000 followers, so that's pretty cool. Right, looks pretty good. We do need double blue, but we'll draw it, you know. That's just how it goes. You just draw the thing you need. Okay, yeah, I'd say we lead with Battlewing now. They're just going to cycle that away. Thank you for the follow, Belgeru. That is not blue mana. Probably do just play out the Amplifier now, though. So we have all our double blue cards in our hand. But yeah, we play Amplifier. We can leave up mana for Shore Up, so it's fine. Essence Scatter's fine, too. Yeah, you know, I was saying earlier, especially when our deck was doing, our first deck of the day did really poorly, like, even when things aren't going super well, you kind of have to just play it out in the early going in the format, because that's how you learn. Like, you see what works, what doesn't work. Okay, so we attack with our Mystic. Leave up our Timely Interference. I mean, I could cast Interference now, but if they have removal, I would want to have Shore Up, so... I do think blue-black is going to be a deck I like way more than blue-red, but I keep ending up in blue-red. So, like, the control nonsense appeals to me in the blue-red deck, blue-black deck. Okay. That's a pretty good card. So we are just going to fire off our own Timely Interference now, just like they did a minute ago. Desperately need to find more blue mana. There it is. How big are you right now? You're 1/4. You decrease the cost of my spells. I don't get to leave Shore Up, if that's the route I take, but does get better with our Scrutiny. Same time, if they have removal, it's going to feel way better to play the Lookout, so I think we just play the Lookout. Also, they're on a 3-turn clock in the air, so... Obviously, we take 3 if they attack us. If they use removal. Yeah, I mean... That's fine. Seems like another lookout is pretty good. Yeah. I could play the Drake and then leave up mana for Shore Up, which is nice, I guess, but... Every lookout. Ever. Here's another one. Maybe we needed more islands in this deck. Although we're doing, I mean, we've done okay, but with the amount of double blue, it sort of feels that way. All right. So... discarding a spell does make Haughty Djinn better. But I think just discarding another lookout is probably fine. Yeah, so we take 3. Okay, now we actually get to leave up Shore Up. If we play the Djinn, we could actually play Najal instead. And then Najal could double something, but I think leaving up Shore Up has enough value that we just play the flyer. It also pressures them more than Najal can. Nice. All them Talus lookouts and the 2-for-1s, you know, those add up. Having to use Extinguish on that is not good. What color has stood out the most? I'm not sure. I do end up playing red a lot, but it's mostly because I keep getting past things like Lightning Strike and whatnot. It's not like I'm going after it because I think it's better. But yeah, I mean, the 2... I've drafted 6 times. 5 of the decks have been red. So... Interesting. I do think we keep it. We can just cycle these away. So... I've seen red, white, and blue, red both be pretty good. Ooh. Need red mana to kill that now, please. Let's find it. Find the red mana. That's not red mana. God. I think I may try to dig for a mountain again, because if we can't kill this now... Thank you for the sub, Middle Pathway. If we can't kill this now, it's going to be a while before we ever have a chance to kill it. Playing the Mystic does let us get a clock going, and it's not like they're never going to tap their mana. Okay, I changed my mind. I'm going to play our Mystic. I convinced myself otherwise. Ooh, okay. Well, I do think we probably end up using our interference here because we really need to hit a mountain. You know, not getting any triggers out of it is sad, but... does set up our Haughty Djinn for, like, the next turn. I mean, it'll be a 2-4 already. So that's nice, but I was kind of hoping we'd hit a mountain. Probably just play the Djinn. Oh, no. So attack us for 4. Yeah, the Go Wide deck I do feel like is so well supported that I think it is really good, whether you're in blue-white or red-white or whatever. Man, if only we had a mountain to punish that. Mountain off the top would be such an amazing draw. Since we have our Djinn, like, play the Djinn, Flowstone Infusion that thing. Mountain. Oh, man. So the Djinn is a much better blocker, so I think we play it. But I think our lack of mana is about to bite us. They are only attacking us with that, thanks to our Jin. I like that part. All in. That is brave. I mean, with 1 blue mana up, I guess it's not that brave. Oh, God. Might have to scrutiny at the end of their turn. So if I block, draw 1 with scrutiny, and use shore up. It depends on how many lands they have in play, but we may actually be able to take down the knight here. Problem is they could have tricks, bounce spells, all kinds of stuff. But I think blocking does force them to use that ability twice. Yeah, so they have to use the ability twice. And when they do that, I think we can come out ahead. We don't even have to use scrutiny, I don't think. So let it do that once. Okay. They might have a way to kill our Jin. They must, right? Why else would they... It's tempting to use shore up here to kill the thing, but it's, that doesn't seem like a great idea. So they just attack there as a bluff, I guess. Alright, so we definitely scrutiny. We need to draw cards. No doubt about that. So we're going to go ahead and scrutiny for 2. Oh, whoops. Oh, God, I could have drawn 3 because of my Jin. Just kidding. I was trying to leave up our shore up that whole time. Yeah. That was the plan all along. So, are we at a place where we can attack with Battlewing Mystic? I don't think so. I could have drawn 1 more card, man. 1 more card. I think we just let that happen. Yeah. If they have a mass pump spell, we're in trouble. Yeah, I guess I should have drawn. X equals 1, kills the knight, and then I still have shore up available. I'm tired of saying shore up, up. That was definitely the better plan. They're going far too wide for our meager board to compete with. Okay, so we get up to... Yeah, okay. So we go... block there and block here. I could block something without this dying, but I think we need to find red mana badly enough that that's what we do. Yeah, they have the mass pump. I think that just means we're dead, right? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exactly dead. That's sad for us. We're going to do this just for fun. Oh, we're more than exactly dead. My math is... No, we are exactly dead. My math was right. Yeah, I mean, we can't... If we don't draw a red... In that situation, we can't get it done. I mean, if we'd had red for Flowstone Infusion, that game is entirely different. Of course, it's also entirely different if I'd chosen the better line with our draw spell than the one I went with. But that's, you know, that's not the point. It's really not drawing red mana's fault. Plus, I also made that... I mean, I made a couple big mistakes in that. First, there was the better line, and then when I did actually cast the draw spell, I could have paid X equals 3 because of Haughty Jin in play. So, that was not ideal. No, it was not. It depends on the deck. I think if you're in a domain deck, I don't think... There may not be something... It may not be possible to run too many. It probably is, but you need to run a lot in those decks. All right, pretty good hand. We do have both our colors. We can play almost everything in our hand with the 2 lands we have, so that feels pretty good. I don't imagine we're gonna cycle Timely Interference, but who knows? Who knows what might happen? No, yeah, didn't think so. Am I greedy enough to hold on to both the kicker cards? I just feel like Battlewing Mystic aggro is such a real problem that we just play it out. I mean, if you can just stick one of these and your opponent can't kill it on turn 2, like, it's pretty good. I mean, no doubt about it. So... Okay. I probably play the Djinn. It's only a 0-4 right now, but... it's about to get a lot larger and decrease the costs of our spells, so... You're gonna kill the Djinn. If you're in an aggro deck, you can definitely run too many tap lands, though. So, you don't want too many. Okay. Well, what do I want to do here? I think we probably kill Queen Allendal with Battle Hymn, and then play Steel Crusher. Yeah. We do it now so that we can swing for one. Then play Steel Crusher. We want to hold on to the Amplifier because we can kick it in the relatively near future. So they can hit us for a bunch here, but it's not going to be enough for them to win the race if they're not going to add to the board at all, you know. 2 Root Wallas. Okay. Force a block. Does force a block seem worth it? Yeah. Because we force the block and we make it too small. There's a chance that they can do something, but I also get to draw a card. My Djinn gets bigger, so... yeah. We definitely just kick this thing. Attack. They have to block the Steel Crusher. Nice. Anytime you actually get to take out a card with that card, it feels completely absurd. Because it's such a good 2-for-1, and that's what we got there. It doesn't always line up that way, but the fail case is still pay 1, cycle it, make all your spell payoffs better, so... Alright, we get to bounce that and continue to be aggressive. This only costs 1 blue. I guess we impulse first, because we might find something more interesting for us to do. Flowstone Infusion does kill the Root Walla, which matters. I can't permanently deal with the Acolyte with any of these, but my creature will get bigger eventually. I think we get the Infusion, because we can use it to kill the Root Walla. And actually, that makes this a 4-4 this turn. Absurdly enough. It might still just be better to bounce it, though. It's just better to bounce it, yeah. And then we just swing. They trade for Steel Crusher, which does make our Infusion a little bit worse, but if they just tap out to play this, we're in pretty good shape. Although we don't have a good target for the Infusion. It kills our other 2 creatures, and it would make their creature big enough to kill my Djinn. So that's a problem of sorts. Okay. Well, Najal's a good draw here. What happens if I play Najal and Flowstone Infusion the Najal? 3, that's only 5 damage, so that's not what we want to do yet. Nice. Good job on a 7-1, JKX. Yeah, Haughty Djinn is good, man. I mean, when you got 10 spells, and a bunch of them are cheap already, yeah, it just gets... It's good. It did get to finally really show off in that game. I mean, I guess we played it in another game and our opponent scooped, but we also had that other game where we had to play it and just block with it right away. All right, this is fine. Battlewing Mystics have been really good, too. I mean, having 2 of those has helped our deck tremendously. So, I do think we just play the island and play out the Mystic again. Like I keep saying, like, you know, if your opponent can't stop it somehow, it adds a lot of damage over the course of a game. And the likelihood of it happening is significant. I mean, we've seen that. They could also kill it on turn 1, but they're not going to here. Yeah, we might as well play our Tributary now, because Geyser's a sorcery, and I don't plan on using it anyway. I think sometimes, I think there are natural biases. I mean, if I can draft a grindy deck, I'd rather do that, even though it hasn't happened much in this format. I try my best not to have too many biases, but they do exist. Hopefully they don't have that card that does 1 damage to our whole board, because that would be really bad. Let's play the Figment here. See you later, Avery. Have a good pre-release. 1 damage to our whole board basically loses us the game. I mean, that card's not really worth main decking, but it's pretty good here. Wow. So it's amazing how consistently I've seen people cast this. I mean, luckily for us, we can just bounce it this turn, but people have been casting that very consistently for, like, free. I think we hold on to Interference. Yeah, so we're going to Geyser. Make them do it again. Draw a card. Nice. Do like me some Impulse. So we'll attack for 4. Get them down to 12. They can't block either of these either if we keep casting spells. It's worth noting. And sometimes if I see a card that, like, I really love or I haven't gotten to play with yet, obviously, sometimes you end up forcing that. Ugh. Well, they still can't block the Figment, but... Alright, so we are going to Impulse now. It may lose us 1 attack with our Figment, but I think the advantage of getting a card... Okay, another bounce spell. That works for me. Infantry's good, but I think just bouncing, swinging for 4 again is probably better. So... yeah. Oh, actually, I can't swing for 4. I can if I Timely Interference first. And I might as well, I guess. Well, there's Najal. Is there a world where I just play Najal here instead of bouncing? I think there is. Yeah, we'll just play Najal now. They attack with the Sentry there. Oh, interesting. I'm guessing they're going to go for the Flyer. Yeah. That sucks for us. Battle Him is helpful, though. Okay. So I could double Battle Him. It's likely Najal dies in the process, but then I kill Magnagoth, Sentry, and the Flyer. Seems pretty good. I could also... Oh, it's probably better to just kill the Sentry and the Sojourner with the doubled spell. Yeah, it is. So... Full control. Attack, attack. If only this could hit them, huh? We're gonna pay 2. We're gonna battle him, doubled. Oh, wait. We don't have to do it now. Yeah, we don't have to do it now. We can wait until they declare blocks. That makes way more sense. Oh, there was a reason I did that, and it was my Figment. That's why I wanted to do it. God. I really messed that up. Although, maybe they won't block. Yeah, I screwed that up. There was a reason I was like, I need to cast the hymn now. And that was it. Okay. So, yeah, I think we kill the 2 big creatures, though, right? So, yeah. They do get to kill my Figment, but we also reduce their board to much less scary things. That was still a bad enough misplay that I'm sure it's going to cost us, but... Because... Yeah. I think killing, like... The 4/6 still would have been around, but it couldn't block our Mystic, and I could have killed the 2... The token and the Magnagoth Sentry is probably just better. Okay, we can at least block or bounce Zaro Janin. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I guess we're just going to play out our hand here. I guess I'm going to attack first. Yeah. They may or may not trade. They don't. So we play our Amplifier and kick it. Bounces are... I mean, bouncing the Flyer... Is that just better? Can I race them if I just get rid of that Flyer? Maybe. I may have just been able to... race them if I bounce the Flyer instead, play another Flyer. I mean, Zaro Janin attacks hard and would buff their whole board, so maybe not. But we're at 17, so it was probably doable. Hope we draw a thing that's not a land. That's for sure. That is a land. Alright, so we're going to rumble with both of these. They're going to block 1, most likely. Unless they have a mass pump spell of some kind. We have already cast both our cards with white kickers, so I may as well hold on to this to bluff. So they are going to buff, like, their whole board here? Really? Okay, that makes more sense. It all makes more sense now. Just attack with the Flyer, too. It'll be fine. There are a lot of cards we could draw that win us the game if all they have defending them is a Flyer on the plus side. Okay. So that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage. Do I take the damage? Because they only have 1 blocker, and there are several cards that would get me in for enough damage. Kind of think we do. If they have Mass Pump, so be it. The only thing is, I guess there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of cards we could draw that would get us there. But that's even more true if we keep these. And if they have Mass Pump... Yeah, Gaia's Might kills us. 9 till I'm at 12. Kills us exactly. We probably have to block. There's too many cards that can kill us. Lightning strike off the top. What else? What else could we use here? Thank you for the follow, Check Raise Mate, and thank you for the sub, Middle Pathway. Thank you for the follow, Gigi Miden. Okay, can we rip off something that wins us the game from the top of our library? There are several cards that will do it. I think I basically punted this game away, though. I think we could have raced them and won if I had bounced. There's a couple of things I could have done different that I think probably would have won us this game without us having to draw something off the top. Oh my god! We get bailed out by lightning strike just like I wanted, though. That was convenient. That was some luck. Again, there were several cards that could have gotten us there, but, you know, we punted that game away and then drew what we needed, which was nice. Yeah, I should have been more aggressive in that game for sure. And not made the dumb mistake. Like, I made the dumb mistake with our 2-1 that would have been unblockable, and then I made the dumb mistake where I didn't bounce the token, which I think was actually the better play. Okay, not the most amazing hand, but it is keepable. Main problem is we don't have any early creatures. Hopefully we draw one. Okay. Now we do, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Most of the tricks in this format are playable, and that's pretty weird. It's true here, though. Thank you for the sub, Duke of Normandy. Bog Badger. Could do some silly stuff with Shore Up here, potentially. I do think we attack. We have to keep tricks in mind. Do I want to play my Amplifier? I don't think so. I think we just leave up our Shore Up and our Herloon Battle Hymn. I think using the Battle Hymn is probably better. If they do have a trick, it's going to be kind of miserable, I guess. Maybe I should have used it when they didn't have the mana to save it with a trick. Luckily, they don't have it. We just take 2. There's another Badger. I need double blues so badly. So, it didn't look like they had any interaction there. Doesn't guarantee they're not going to have it here, but I think we may go for it with Shore Up here. To try to kill the Badger. It's risky, but I think worth it. Nice. Uh-oh. Cruelty of Gix is going to give them some power here. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to bounce that Splatter Goblin. We don't have anything else to do with our mana. They do go to 11 here, and it's not optional. But then they get to Chapter 3, and they probably... Well, they probably don't want our Djinn, actually. They don't have any spells, so... They probably just drew, like, the best possible card for the situation, though, because, you know, they got to look at their deck. Their whole deck. Ouch. I do feel like we probably didn't play enough blue. Like, when you see a stack of blues, sometimes, like, in your deck, like, you just see... one of these, but the fact we have 3 lookouts kind of means we're in trouble. Yeah. Cruelty of Gix. So they do want our Djinn. I guess it can block. It'll grow. It'll make their spells cheaper. I guess that's better than a Bog Badger. Okay. I don't think we're getting out of this one. I do think we just take... I guess I can trade for the Goblin. I actually don't hate that. I think I'm going to kick this. Can't cast anything in our hands, so... let's throw it all away. See what we draw. Okay. Yeah. How painful is that? It's like we can't get double blue for anything, and then we just draw our islands. Need to look at the deck. I wonder if we really underplayed islands in it. It felt like we did. It really did feel like we did. The way those things panned out. Another winning record, though. 4-3. Yeah, I mean, we did have insane luck in the game before, so it's... And I don't know that it's all bad luck, because how many blue sources did I run in this thing? 10? That's pretty good, but, like, I probably should have cut one mountain and put in another island. Yeah, for sure. There should have for sure been one more island in this deck, so... Can't complain about the luck. It's easy to see, you know, it's like, yeah, there's 2 blue there, and 2 blue here, and 2 blue here. Then it's like, oh yeah, I have 3 of these.